Hello, welcome, Cabbage here. Let's have a look at the new evolution version of Salomon, the new New Year's Day character in Monster Strike. And then she is light element, so she'll be more versatile than some of the other New Year's characters that we've seen in years past. Stats are very high overall, everything is above average. Attack in particular is pretty high, with the gauge as well, that'll be well over 30,000. And then speed is also very high for a bounce character. Passive ability, she has super null gravity barrier. This will give her a speed up every time she hits a gravity barrier. And then this is like picking up a boot. And then it's quite a bit more of a boost than the dash ability. She also has the strike shot reducer. That's when you hit teammates, make your strike shot come up quicker. And this is good because her strike shot takes a while to charge up. And then on the gauge, she has two new abilities. One is a Vital Killer, and then this enables a Slayer to her, gives her 50% more attack to characters or enemies with over 50% HP. So yeah, that's if she acts first in a mission, that'll mean she has Slayer on everybody. And then this is a really good skill to use in quests where like you need to take down multiple guys per turn. Like if they have like the skull and crossbones on them, or if you need to, take down a zombie loop. Yeah, basically if you want to, take down multiple guys in one turn, that's an excellent skill for that. And then, of course, with her attack also being very high to start with, that's like 55k attack or 60k attack with that Slayer, so that's pretty good. And then the other new skill is Soul Steal. And then every time she takes down a character, she will heal you a bit. And that's also really good for the zombie loops and then like the skull and crossbone groups, because you're going to be taking down guys in like one hit anyway, so yeah, she's pretty darn good for that. Critical luck skill, which is good for any character with high attack. And then the strike shot, which does take a long time, 30 turns. That's especially long for now, where we are on Monster Strike. But she does have the strike shot reducer. This is kind of similar to Gon, if you remember that collaboration character. But it's a speed and power up, and then an explosion on first hit. And then the area for the explosion is very large. So it will hit pretty much everybody on screen, and then do at least 1,000,000 damage, I think. So yeah, that's pretty cool. It's a Gon strike shot with null gravity barriers. That's very cool. And then bump combo is interesting. This is a new one, and it's kind of hard to explain. But if I have like another character and then I hit Salomon with it, then Salomon will get like a special like aura around her. And then the character that we're using, any character that they hit that turn, will get a target on them. And then, after everything else happens, Salomon will shoot out piercing attacks on those characters with targets. It's kind of similar to like Setsuna's strike shot, but this is a bump combo, so it's a strike shot as a bump combo. It's pretty crazy. We'll see how it works in person, but it's very interesting. It's a little similar to Pandora's follow-up piercer, but I would say this is easier to use. Because you don't need to kind of plan your entire course for where the character goes. The moving character just needs to hit as many guys as possible. And so, yeah, just like with Pandora Ascension, with the Salomon Evolution, I think you want to pair her with like a Max Luck with Pierce, Null Gravity Barrier. And then a Blast Bump combo would be good as well. So Eden, of course, is good for that. And then Tuxedo Mask, that limited time Max Look that we made from the Sailor Moon collaboration, he could also be a really good partner for Salomon. As for quests where Salomon is good, at heart she is a light bounce with null gravity barrier. So she can go to a lot of old quests, like Tsukuyomi, or the more recent Yomi, or like Yamato Takeru, Kushinada, or Karuma. She doesn't have the null warp, but you can certainly use null gravity barrier characters in there. Same thing for Nirvana. I think she could be pretty good for Aizen Mule. That's a tough quest, but she would do pretty well in there. But yeah, for now, she is not like super current as far as her abilities, which kind of gives me pause. But maybe you could bring her to quests just for her strike shot, just like a lot of people did with Gon. So, but it's always the case that with like limited characters like this, they will release more and more quests where she is good. And then the fact that her Vitality Killer and her Soul Steal work really well with zombie loops and Skull and Crossbone groups means that we're probably going to see a lot more of those in the near future. And then I'm looking at the Game With site. It says that she would also be good for level 19 of the Kinki no Goku. I have not been that far, so I don't know what that looks like, but yeah, I guess she is good. And I think that's a pretty hard level as well, so it could be interesting to try her out in there. As for able berries for her, of course, I would say Sidekick and then Kin Strength. Sidekick, you want to improve that bump combo, and then Kin Strength, you want to raise her attack. So yeah, she's pretty straightforward as far as which able berries to get her. Okay, let's take her to a quest. We'll bring her to Bishamon Tenkai. And she's also pretty good in here, because you do want no gravity barrier characters. And then there are some dark characters in here, or lots of dark characters, so her light element will be nice there. Okay, so there we hit Salomon, we enabled the aura, and then characters that we hit after we hit Salomon pick up a target, and then Salomon will shoot that those piercing attacks on those characters. And then I thought Bishamon Tenkai would be a good quest to show off this skill. Because like in Tsukuyomi or Yomi, the little guys, they're not very strong. They don't have a lot of HP. So of course that piercing arrow thing is going to look very strong. But in Bishamon Tenkai, the enemies have more HP, so I thought it'd be like a better way to gauge the strength of that bump combo. But in Bishamon Tenkai, we want to get rid of the, I forget what they're called, the Zeros, the guys with the wings, because they will slow down the slashes. And then the slashes, they will, you know, hit us with damaging attacks or regenerate each other. So as much as possible, we want to take down at least one Zero every turn. I'm also bringing Monster Clover. He has the no gravity barrier and then the Slayer for a lot of the characters in this mission, so he's pretty good. And then Hikari, she's good because she has the light element and then a meteor strike shot, which is good for taking down lots of guys at once. And then my friend is the new Goemon, and I like this new version of the Goemon. The artwork might be better than the regular version. Alright, but here, let's look at the super null gravity barrier. So yeah, lots of speed up there, and then take down everybody, and then heal ourselves. So pretty good. Alright, there comes that arrow. It's stronger, of course, when we hit the weak point of the boss. And then I believe it hits 3 times on a character with a target. So in all, that's about like 75k damage, which is good, but not, you know, super good for recent quests where the little guys have a lot of HP. But yeah, I did say that you kind of want to play her like you would with Pandora Ascension, but she is easier to use. I actually never really liked Pandora Ascension, just because it does take a bit of team building and then thought with the course of your shot. But Salomon is going to be easier to use, I would say, her bump combo, so I do like her. Better strike shot as well. Not that this is trying to make this like a comparison video between Salomon and Pandora, but I like strike shots where you can move, because that gives you, you know, the option to pick up hearts or whatever. at the same time. One of my favorite bump combos is Copy. And then, you know, I'm always looking to see who are good partners with characters with strong bump combos to use Copy with. But as of now, I think there's only one character with a null gravity barrier and Copy. And I think it's a new character in the current series Hatcher. No Max Lux yet, of course. Although I don't know if they're ever going to make another Max Lux again with Copy. Magmel's just too strong. But yeah, going back to Salomon versus Pandora, you do kind of want to think about the course that you are going to use when you hit Salomon. Because as much as possible, you want to hit Salomon first, just so you can activate that aura. And then after that, you can, you know, hit other guys in order to get those targets out. Okay, so there we saw the bump combo go into the boss's weak point. Not a lot of damage, but that's just because, you know, recent bosses and little guys have so much HP. Yeah, there too, even with the defense down. Although that was decent damage with the defense down. Okay, we'll get rid of the 0. Slow everybody down. And then this run that I'm doing, this is through the sealed watchtower. And that's kind of nice, you know, to have that available, because you can play any of the quests, and then as long as you don't finish any of the quests, you can play them forever. And then that's what I want to do here, because maybe I want to, you know, try out Salomon in a variety of quests. So I'm not going to win here. If I do get to the last stage and I'm on the last turn, you know, I'm going to quit the mission so that I can just keep using Salomon in other quests. Okay, here we'll do a crazy angle. We'll see if we can hit a bunch of guys with the bump combo. Looks like we can. Yeah, and then the bump combo, it is piercing. So if you have like Salomon on one side of the boss, and then a bunch of other guys on the other side, then you can get all of those piercing shots into the boss, and that's additional damage, so that's pretty nice. But against one character, like a boss alone, I don't know if it's great. And that's where like Pandora Ascension's follow-up Piercer can be better. Because with that you can concentrate the damage, you know, as many hits as you can, like into just the one target, the boss. But with Salomon and, you know, just the boss, it's only going to be those 3 hits. And then as we can see here, not a ton of damage to a recent character. Oh, here, let's look at the strike shot. Okay, so as we saw, it has a very high, or a very big range, but it didn't hit the 2 characters up at the top. So it's not full screen, it's just very close to full screen. If she were to hit in the center of the screen, maybe that would hit everybody. But yeah, that is something to keep in mind. But yeah, really good damage there. But yeah, thinking about the bump combo in terms of like the flow of the stage as you use it, the bump combo comes out after everything else is done. So actually, it kind of adds a bit of time to your play, and so for that reason, Salomon might not be the best choice for really like grindy missions where you need to play many, many times in a row, just because it is going to add, you know, fractions of a second to every turn that you use her bump combo. I don't think a lot of people are going to care about that, but if you do, it is something to consider. Alright, let's use Goemon Strike Shot. This will add speed up abilities to all of the enemies. And that works really nicely with Solomon's bump combo, so you can get more hits on guys. Okay, well, that's very nice to get rid of lots of little guys. We'll use a Clover Strike Shot. We'll upgrade the weak point of the boss. Alright, little guys get revived, but let's use Hikari's Strike Shot, a Meteor Strike Shot. Alright, and then we'll also hit everybody with Solomon's bump combo. Let's see how this looks. Okay. And we'll give up there. We don't want to clear the mission because I want to keep using Salomon in different quests. Okay, so that was Salomon Evolution. And yeah, I think a lot of the buzz for Salomon was for the Ascension form, but this Evolution version is pretty darn good, and it does make me want to pull another. I have one at the moment, so now I'm going to have to be switching back and forth, but I really do like the Evolution version, so I might want to get another. Okay, hopefully you got yours. If not, I'm sure there are plenty in your friends list to try out. Okay, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again. Take care.